And we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 6 of the Loudest Sports Show, brought to you by the Dorkening Network and sponsored by Deadly Grounds Coffee. We are the Three Bro Migos, the Rahall Trio, the Sports Triumvirate, and along with Slash as the Ice Queen and Emma Extreme, we are the greatest sports talk team you have ever seen. Tonight, we are joined by our first ever guest, and if you are familiar with 98.5 The Sports Hub, you know who he is. But just in case you are unfamiliar, he is the next man up, the sixth man, the closer, the opener, the middle relief on the #1 morning show in Boston, one of the hardest working men in the sports radio game, capo of the Kowloon crew, bankroll boy, host of the Just Sitting Around podcast, and all-around good guy, Big Bad Jeopardy Joe Murray. How you doing tonight?
What's going on, man? That's a lot of nicknames there.
Well, we try
to pay attention. We pay attention.
We try to make every introduction unique and special for our guests. We want you to feel nice and comfortable and at home.
So I'm the first guest ever, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
And we really appreciate you taking.
That's very special. Now I feel like I have to really perform for you guys now.
That's the most special, but you got game. There's a lot of bullets in that chamber. I seen it.
Yeah.
So what's up, guys?
So we what we like to do, we like to start off with a little question to kind of break the ice, kind of set the mood, set the tone for the episode. But before I do, we had a little bit of a debate last week, and I need you to break a tie for me. What is the superior golf movie, Caddyshack or Happy Gilmore?
It's definitely Caddyshack. And the reason why, here's the deal, right? I mean, Happy Gilmore was a hit. It was Adam Sandler, those type, that was like one of those 90s movies that had to happen that were funny. But like Caddyshack, dude, like think about just the characters in the movie itself. Like the cast itself is awesome, and every time Rodney Dangerfield has a line, it hits. It hits a certain way. So I mean, if we're talking actual golf movies, I mean, yeah, it has to be. But what really is a golf movie, right? You guys know Hardy at our radio station, like,
oh yeah, of course.
What's a true golf movie? Like, like Caddyshack's really just a country club with a bunch of dudes that are just betting, and the kids want to get laid and they want to go swimming in the pool. Like,
I mean, it sounds like a great weekend. Does it have to be like a Bagger Vance? Is that what we're saying?
Well, like, Happy Gilmore's is this hockey player that wants to be a golfer who gets, meets Chubbs and gets his hand eaten, and like, Lee Trevino's just always like in the right place. So I mean, I don't know. Just the more I look at it, it's Caddyshack, and I don't want to give any plugs here. But I saw the Caddyshack at the Kowloon Drive-In recently.
Ooh.
It was a hit, dude. And I went with my buddy. We were just drinking Scorpion Bowls all night, and every line that Rodney Dangerfield said was so funny. It was just like, oh, my arm, and just every time and it hits. And
by like that, I bet it comes with a free bowl of soup. Looks good on you.
Exactly. So yeah, I think Caddyshack is the right answer on that one.
All right. See, I knew that's where you were going to go. That's why I had to ask.
Because I was really hoping he was going to be with us, but that's how it goes. It's we're households divided on this one, but that's somebody's got to win.
That's true. That's true.
And it might be an age demographic too. I mean, there might be some younger like me. The '90s that was hot. And I know there's probably some older crew of dudes who probably like Caddyshack better. It's just, to me, the classic's Caddyshack.
Yeah, I got to go with that. So tonight is the NHL draft, and as such, we have a new question this week. So I am going to, Joe, I'll start with you since you are our guest. Kind of in the same vein, what is the best hockey movie?
Ooh. Oh, God, I'm going to give you a bad answer, but it's probably Miracle. Only because we already knew what happened. Some good lines in it. Ah, God, I don't want to give you that answer. But that popped in first.
Speech pushes it over the edge.
Yeah,
it's unreal.
And I want to be that guy. Like, oh, that's such a square answer, right? But there are plenty of them. I'm sure you guys have names. I mean, Slapshot's probably right up there, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone loves that movie. Mighty Ducks, like 1, 2, 3. I don't know which one to decide on that one. It's like which do you want? Jesus, that one's a classic. So I don't know. I'm probably missing a few in there, but to me, it's probably Miracle, even though we knew what the outcome was.
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't preclude a movie from doing well. I mean, look at Titanic.
Sometimes you just want to feel good at the end. Get it's like warms you in the cockles. You know what I mean?
Well, since you chimed in there, Dan, what's yours? Which Mighty Ducks are you choosing?
You know, it's almost as though you're related and or grew up with me. It's got to be D2. It was fantastic to see them come back. Obviously, playing as the Ducks by the end of the movie, which everybody saw coming. You know it was going to happen, but it was that redemption plot. Gordon Bombay. I mean, he was at the top of his game, top of the world. Got slashed down, ruined his hopes to make it to the bigs, and he just was never right after that. And even though he lost himself, luckily the wise skate sharpener was able to show him the way. So D2, hands down.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's a good one. Dave, how about you? Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, it was stolen, but D2, it's not even a question. D2 all day. You got the Bash Brothers, all you know what I'm saying? They're great, and I don't know.
Julie
the Cat is, I mean,
please.
You got Cake Eaters. Charlie gives up his spot for
one of the dudes is now like a political guy. So, yeah, one of the redheads is now like a politician. I saw it somewhere recently.
Oh, that I didn't.
That's crazy. Yeah,
we know where Goldberg ended up. But
just about to say that's the only follow up that I see is poor Goldberg's mugshot.
I actually recently purchased a used knuckle puck, and there'll be more to come on that later. But yeah, knuckle puck. That was a great part of the movie too. Oh my God, Keenan, we love him.
Goldberg. I bet if the puck was a cheeseburger, you'd stop it.
Yeah, methamphetamine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
So while we're on this, I did this topic before, and if you think about it, what's the last good sports movie that there was? And for a period of time, there was some really good football movies, right? Like, in my heyday, I graduated high school in 2000, but in my heyday, Varsity Blues was the shit. Oh, can I swear? Sorry, whatever.
Jonathan Watson, baby.
Yeah, that was the movie. Like, we had Remember the Titans. We had, there was just a plethora of the Replacements. You name it. Boom, bang, boom. Blindside. Just there was so many movies that came out at that time. Well, if you think about it a little before that, everything was a baseball movie, right? So they were like, just everything was hitting. There was Major League, there was Rookie of the Year, there was Little Big League, there's
Little Big League. Oh,
but I'm just
you have no
saying,
idea how in our wheelhouse you are. You
Mr. 3000, like you name it. So there was a time period where it was all baseball movies. Then it moved to football movies. Well, then, like, what was it? Was it basketball movies with Space Jam and Loving Basketball, and then
butter.
Something. Oh, hey, listen, something probably
underrated
movie. But like now, what is it? Like you guys mentioned hockey. What's next? Like, have we had a really good sports movie?
I got one for you.
Okay.
How about the last one I can think of would be Warrior with Tom Hardy, the MMA movie. That was fantastic. Old ass, crusty McNulty.
That's different, and you probably have to get that type of crowd. Like what was that? Whatever, Polar Ball, Wonder Ball, whatever the hell the movie was.
Rollerball. Paul Heyman and Shane McMahon were in that one, actually.
When you think about it, like what would be the next sports movie? And I know that Ben Affleck just came out with one with that basketball. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't
but I heard it was decent. But like what would be like the next big movie? I'm a wrestling fan, so I love anything to do with wrestling. But that's starting to now, wear thin. What's that?
Yeah, Ready to Rumble. Very, very
Ready to Rumble with my family was another one that just came out. The Rock's everywhere in your face now, so I guess you can consider him. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think, and I know production on movies has stopped right now, but we need something good. And I don't know. You know what I'd like to be into is like recruiting. Like I loved Blue Chips. Have you ever saw Blue Chips?
Yeah.
But I'd love to see what it's like now. You know what I mean? Because like these kids aren't smart enough to get into these schools, and they have to go to 2-year programs, and like wondering what it would be like. Like I don't know. I'd be interested in like something like that. Now, obviously, gambling's the big thing now. If you saw Uncut Gems, that's one that they just brought back there, and there was Any Given Sunday, and all that stuff. But I don't know. Sports. It's like great topic of sports movies, but like when has there really been a good one? in the last 5 or 10 years. There probably really hasn't been.
And
next thing you know, they're going to start putting out e-gaming, esports movies. That's got to be the next thing, because you can do that all remotely too. That's something they could put.
Do you remember the Wiz? Remember the movie The Wiz about Super Mario 3? Like,
Mario 3 blew my mind.
That's probably what it would be like, if they did come out with one of those gaming movies.
Well, Joe, you see, you're right in the same wheel. I graduated 99. Dan graduated 01. So you're like right in between us. So we're right there as far as age and like what we grew up with. So I think that was a good place to start. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play a quick ad. Zombies talking about coffee. And when we come back, we are going to get into all the news of the day and maybe get some picks in, huh?
Mm.
So,
jeez, I haven't even looked.
gotta get him, Joe.
We'll be back in about a minute.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
All right, so I got a little bit sidetracked because Slashes here reminded me that we didn't pick our favorite hockey movie, so we should do that. So Slashes, your favorite hockey movie?
So I'm going to be that guy and follow Mr. Murray's lead and say Miracle. If you know me, if you've listened to our other podcast, Throwdown Thursday, you know that I am absolutely obsessed with the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team. Absolutely obsessed. I've met Mike Eruzione. I shook his hand. It's one of the only times in my life that I've been completely and fully, utterly speechless. Like I couldn't say anything. Like luckily my roommate knew him personally and was like, "Oh, hey, Mikey, how's it going?" So she was able to kind of carry the conversation for me. But this team was like the little engine that could. And they had so many things going against them, not only the rivalry between the kids from the Northeast and the kids from the Midwest having to come together and be this cohesive unit, representing the United States, but they were really small in comparison to some of these other skaters, especially the USSR. It was crazy. It was a crazy time in the United States. You had the Cold War, there was an energy crisis. It was just everyone was in need of something to uplift them. And this team became that. And the portrayals of the kids portraying the, actual people is so spot on for the most part. They had the opportunity to meet with some of these people, and all of these kids learned how to either were skaters or learned how to skate, which I thought was fantastic, and Kurt Russell as Herb Brooks. I mean, that locker room dialogue at the end, the speech that he gives, it's just, sometimes if I can't get out of bed in the morning, I'll just YouTube that and be like, yeah, Herb wants me to get out of bed and go make coffee. I'm going to do it for Herb Brooks. But this movie just has everything. It's suspenseful. Even though you know the outcome, it's still suspenseful. You're still sitting, regardless of how many times I've seen it. And the fact that they were really able to capture the feeling, the electricity on the ice and in the crowd when they won that game, and that the big game, that wasn't even the gold medal game that qualified them to go to the gold medal round. It's just crazy. Like I love it. I still, to this day will watch it and just want to get up off the couch and cheer when, Rizzo makes that goal, when Jim Craig makes those saves. It's just, it's so exciting. And so I have to say Miracle.
Guys, I think she's got your radio voice there on the show. Like, just let her do all the commercials, let her do all the talking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I heard these dude, bro, guy, yeah, huh? And then she just comes out of nowhere like Fergie, Fergie and Jesus. Like, whoa, where'd this come from?
Oh yeah,
so yeah, she should do all your stuff, man.
Oh,
we got some polish somewhere.
She definitely does.
Yes, I do.
And it's nice.
But thank you for the compliment. That's really nice.
There you go.
And you can tell from her acumen, she is clearly not a pink hat. Like, she got me into hockey because I was not a hockey fan. We didn't grow up with it. She's got Bergeron's signature tattooed on her forearm.
That was kind of my ultimatum when we started dating. I said, dude, if you're not a hockey fan, this is not going to work out. It's not.
It's kind of like that with wrestling. Like, like I was dating my girl, and I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna let you know I'm kind of a closet wrestling fan, and it kind of not like what's it called, Fever Pitch or anything like that, but
but
it's like Mondays, and then I go on trips to WrestleMania, like
it's not exactly something you lead with, Joe. I'm with you on that. It's something that's out there and very known about me, but it's just not something that you lead with.
Yeah, like you guys got sponsors and everything like that.
Yeah, we got our coffee guys sponsor us. It's pretty awesome.
Good for you.
Had Deadly Grounds coffee. They're local. They're in Connecticut, and they're absolutely the best coffee you'll ever have.
Delicious.
Yeah, Patsy's already a podcast whiz. Dave and I are new to the scene. We're under the umbrella of Patsy.
Yeah, she and I do a show together called Throwdown Thursday, and we're dropping episode 224. So for the past 224 weeks, we've dropped a show on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm sure you've had a lot of time on your hands. That's how I started my podcast. I was like, geez, I don't want to just do sports anymore. So let's try to move it around.
Mix it up.
Yeah, it's nice. So I'm gonna go because I haven't picked my best hockey movie, but I'm gonna go one I have not yet seen but want to see, and I think it's going to be fantastic. Red Army. It's one that I picked up a while ago. It's a documentary on the dominance of the Soviet team for so long.
You're picking a movie you haven't seen?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, everybody else picked the movies I was going to go. I mean, Slapshot, Mighty Ducks, Miracle.
Yeah, in the chamber too, but I'm not going to just back away from it. You know what I mean?
What about the first one? The first one's not getting any love. It just so happened that I went when I went. If I didn't get D2, I would have got D1.
So I'm gonna go Lisa on Ice, the Simpsons episode.
That's why I brought the other question up to you today. That's one of my favorites ever.
We'll try a hard one now to make sure that first one wasn't a fluke. All right, so let's get into a little NHL stuff. We don't have a whole lot.
Well, I mean, the draft is tonight, which is huge, and there's been some rumblings in the throughout the NHL of some potential trades. So I don't think we've seen any big trades yet.
No, I mean Max Domi got traded from Columbus. I mean to Columbus from Montreal. Like there's been a couple of minor trades here and there. Nothing major, but I'm interested to see what happens tonight during the draft. And if there's anything big, obviously we'll update you.
Is there though? Like no. Like the Bruins traded their first round pick to get out of the Backus deal. So watching tonight is worthless. It's useless. I don't even care. Like I mean, I'm glad you guys are fans and you're into it, but like, who cares? Like, there's 4 baseball games going on for those who are in the playoffs. There's there's an NBA game. Like the hockey draft is a bore. To me, it's a huge bore. Now, maybe locally here there are those people who watch college hockey and know who these guys are, but as far as being like a Bruins fan, you're going to be twiddling your thumbs because they don't have a first round pick.
Right.
I'm just saying, if there's a big move, Calgary trades, Johnny Gaudreau for the number 1 overall pick.
Do you think there will be one though?
Probably not.
No, that's what I mean. No, they wouldn't make a move. See, I just don't think the NHL season will do that. They don't know what the salary cap's going to be, so they won't make any trades. Like the Bruins are in on, a couple of guys here, but like, I don't know if they can't get out of some of their own players. They're not going to be in on any of these guys. So it's like right now, Don Sweeney's doing all this talk, but like realistically, you don't know what's happening with Torrey Krug. I personally think you have to move on from Tuukka Rask. That's my own opinion on that one.
Agreed.
And I don't want to compare sports, but you saw what it was like last night when the Patriots don't have a quarterback. Well, we just saw what it was like when you didn't have a goaltender to go all the way with a good team.
Right.
So you're going to have to actually play with those two ideas when it comes to the NHL. But for me, I don't know. Like the bubble was entertaining for me. The fact that Tampa Bay won, I guess, the best team did win. But I don't know. The more I look at it, like we've seen the ratings in baseball go down. Hockey, unless it's the hockey playoffs, unless your team actually makes a move at the deadline and invests, it's kind of hard for me to watch. I loved Colorado this year. That was my team. They kind of bowed out early.
Yeah.
Who had Anton Hadobin as the goalie going for Dallas this year? Nobody did. So in a way, that's good to see, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like if your team's not in it, who's watching?
I mean, see, we're the opposite. Like, we'll watch hockey no matter what, like especially the playoffs. And I'm the same way with the NBA. Like, I will watch all of the playoffs in the NBA. It's just, it ramps up for me, and I just think it's a superior product.
Yeah, me too. I watch all the games,
especially to the regular season. But yeah, I don't care about any drafts really. I'm just watching to see if anything big happened. Like, we know Lafreniere is going first, and like the only other big news is the Connor McDavid thing. Which do you want to let everybody know what happened with Connor McDavid?
Well, I mean, he tested positive for COVID, but I think that just attests to the strength that the NHL had with the whole bubble system.
Yeah, I mean, nobody tested positive in the NHL or NBA.
Yeah,
once they got there,
while in the bubble,
So sick of the Rona. So sick of the Rona.
So it'll be interesting to see how they approach the actual NHL season, seeing as right now is when we'd be, dealing with preseason stuff and ramping up and being.
Yeah, the season would be starting in a week.
Yeah, getting ready to start the actual season. So it'll be interesting to see how they approach that.
Well, let me ask you, since you guys watch all the games, who's an alternative if the Bruins did want to move on from Tuukka Rask?
I would like Hellebuck from I think it's Winnipeg. Not Winnipeg. They're not Winnipeg anymore. Jesus. Connor Hellebuck, because he had shit defense in front of him and he still was in the running for the Vezina. Like, that's a guy whose head is in the game and actually cares.
This almost sounds to me like the head coach kind of argument where you have in a lot of different sports where, well, you could fire him, but how are you going to do any better? It seems very, very similar to that. Like, it sucks to walk away from
not the same.
No. I understand, but it's the same thing, the same type of principle where it's like you can certainly move on from him, but how are you going to do any better if you do so? What else?
What I would do is, bolster your defense and maybe go with Halak again. The defense. I thought Carlo wasn't great. There were a couple games where he was good, maybe in that Hurricane series. But Krug's going to be gone. You need to get better. You need to be better at defense, especially if Chara is going to take a step back or not be here. I'm not a huge McAvoy fan. I know people think he's the next guy. I just don't think he's lived up to expectations. Offensively, he's been better. He did have that.
You have a nickname for him though, too, don't you?
He's McAverage. He is.
McAverage.
I mean, you were just talking about the draft, right? Wasn't he one of the highest guys on the draft list?
He was a top prospect. Yeah.
Has he not been average? Has he been better than average?
He's had streaks, but I think if you played him with someone that wasn't.
Yeah, no, forget about that. Has he been average or not?
Yeah, no, he has.
He has not lived up to expectations.
He's had
you can't say that about like for instance Tyler Seguin. You can shit on him and say, okay, yeah, he really didn't do much for Dallas, but he's been a really good player. You know what I mean? Like, Phil Kessel was a good player. These guys that were drafted high were at least good. McAvoy has been good in streaks, but it's easy to say that. I agree with you. Maybe take Char off his line could be better. So what I would do is put your money into your defense. They need a secondary scorer. The Bruins aren't going anywhere without secondary scoring. So they have to make a decision. Is Krejci the guy that they want to go with? I think it's going to be hard to move his contract. And then you're probably going to move on from DeBrusk. If you trade Rask, you're probably going to put DeBrusk in that same deal.
You have to.
You could get somebody back, but it frees up all that money for you to go out and get those other guys. So, I think the window's closed for the Bruins guys. Like, it's kind of Bruins talk bores me because if you look at it, they had their shot last year. Not this past season. The year before, they didn't have to go through anybody. That was their shot. They had a game 7 at home and they lost to the Blues. That was their chance. That was it. They came back this year with the best team in hockey this year. They used the round robin as a preseason and sucked.
Yeah.
And then their goalie bounced on them. And that's why Tampa Bay won this year. That's because I don't know if the Bruins are fully healthy. Would they been good enough? I don't know. But to me, like, they missed their window. And I'm sure as fans, that kills you guys to hear that. But this is the facts. Like, Don Sweeney has not made moves at the trade deadline to improve the team. He has not drafted well, no matter what. We still haven't seen a lot of the guys here. His trades have been okay. But for the most part, I don't look at them as a team that's in the running, even though Vegas odds will tell you they are. They need a lot of changes, even though they have a really good core. I don't think fans want Tuukka Rask back. Like, you can't depend on that guy. You just can't.
No.
And I'm with you. Like, I would have had Tampa lost. I would have been championing to take a flyer on a guy like Shattenkirk. Because like he would have something to prove. Like, what I would think, because I'm kind of in your camp when it comes to the window closing. What I'd like to see them do is kind of like see who's out there on the free agent scrap heap. Guys that, maybe have been around for a while, a guy like Corey Perry, Joe Pavelski, even Joe Thornton, guys who are chasing a ring, throw them behind that top line, maybe pick up a couple of bargain basement defensemen. And, if you can have a halfway decent season in front of Halak there's a lot of ifs in that statement. I'm aware of that.
I think they need to play the guys that they drafted, like it's either you're going to trade them or you got to play them.
Can I just say one thing too, Joe? You said that Vegas may say that it would be good to go with Boston. Where would you tend to lean on that one?
I think Tampa Bay is the best team in hockey. I like Colorado personally. I think they're a very good team. I think they had Boston fourth, but like the Islanders are going to be better. I think Philly's going to be better at some point. The Rangers are going to be better at some point.
Rangers aren't playing with a.
So if we're making a preseason bet on the season, where would you?
It's square. It's Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
The thing is with hockey every year though, there's been a different winner. So
yeah,
I'm going Colorado. That's the team I really like. So, Vegas, I think is still in the mix too. Like, so, but yeah, it's funny we're talking about hockey. It's just to me like I'm glad that you guys are fans. I can tell that you're fans. It's just to me, I'm a big yawn. It's a yawn for me. Like it's draft night, yeah. They don't have a first round pick, and I'm just like nothing's gonna happen in the league because nobody knows the salary cap.
Yeah. I will put one last thing in. Now that I'm thinking about it, because you brought up the Rangers, and I was talking about guys ring chasing. And if you can move Tuukka, get
Lundqvist.
Get Lundqvist. He wasn't great. He hasn't been great for a couple of years, but maybe one last shot.
I'd do it for $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 I'd do it, but
maybe loaded with incentives.
But you're going to need to really get better on defense. It's the only way. And then your other issue is secondary scoring. So
I'm just really looking forward to them releasing the Kraken.
Oh, Seattle.
Yeah, that's exciting.
They're going to have to open up somebody for that spot too. So
I was going to say, well played on that one. You definitely signed something on that one.
So let's move on then from the NBA.
All right, good. Yeah, I was yawning. I don't know the hockey time. I'm not. And listen, I love hockey. I work for the Bruins. It's just right now, like they're the team that I'm pissed at the most. I'm pissed at that team the most, and I'm fired up about the Celtics. Don't get me wrong, but like the Bruins. Oh, they blew their chance. Like the window may be closed. Yeah. Where some of these other teams, the window's still open.
Yeah, because this is probably going to be like the most we're going to talk about hockey for a while. But
disagree completely.
But we're going to move on to
just real quick. Let's battle it. How could you disagree? The goaltender could retire or is in the final year. Bergeron's a year older. Krejci's on the last year of his deal. Chara's out the door. DeBrusque isn't any good. Like any of these young players, Charlie Coyle is you got another 5 years at big money who's been decent, but like what makes you think of this that they could still be, like if I just want to hear it. I don't know. I just think the window is closing.
If they get a decent goalie that actually wants to be there.
Yeah, if you're putting, I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying, do you think Don Sweeney can do those things?
I think he could. I think he could get a decent goalie that actually wants to be there. I think he can hire another defenseman to kind of balance out everything.
But they don't have the salary cap.
And
No,
they're gonna have to make some plays.
They're paying John Moore $2.5 million, who's like what, their 8th defenseman.
Gross.
You know, like that's what I mean. There's so many. That's why I'm not being a dick about it. It's just they're in so much cap like jail.
They're
like their players are so old. If they trade Rask, they won't even get 50 cents on the dollar for him.
But if they leave him open for the expansion,
but they can't because the expansion he's not under contract for next year, so he can't even be open for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to be on a contract. Like you'd love to put Krejci on there, you know. But like another thing too is like how long can this Bergeron, Marchand line with Pasternak? Like how long can continue to play those three? And to me, I think you have to move one around because you need the secondary scoring. And I don't know, Pasternak to me, like I think he's great, but I don't know if you had to keep one, Pasternak or Marchand, who is it?
Marchand.
See, I go Pasternak because
you got to go Pasternak. And the reason why is Marchand has a huge value around the NHL. Where Pasternak is like going to get a second deal. He's still young. He's not proven. He hasn't won a cup. He hasn't been tough through a whole season. He just had he let the whole team down during COVID. Like there's a lot of like question, like kind of like Tyler Seguin at the time. They believe in the kid. He's good. My only thing is Marchand can play on any team in the NHL, and he's worth big time value. Where they're not going to move on from Bergeron.
No,
he's going to get to see next year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so let's. I just got.
You got that one for a show. You guys can do that for a show some night. The window's not closed, and you guys can just bully it out.
That can be one of our debate shows.
There you go.
We can go for hours.
Yeah. Hey, what do you guys? It's getting smoky over there. What's happening?
It always gets smoky.
Joe. It's funny you mentioned that. That's one of the reasons why I had originally figured that you'd be a great fit for this show because you are a connoisseur of the 3 Ds. We got gambling, ganja, and great food. We're well aware of you. Things happen. Is that okay with you?
That's fine. Yes.
I do.
That's kind of I'm just right up my alley. I was just asking how you guys are doing over there. That's all.
All right, so we're gonna move on. Let's because I know Joe, you have a specific time limit. So I think what we'll do is let's move on to our NFL picks. And let's talk a little bit about our reactions from this past weekend, because there was a lot. There was so many injuries. I want to throw this stat out there, and because this to me is the most insane stat that I've seen. The Browns 3-1 scored 49 points this week, and have a -2 point differential. At 3-1, like how do you accomplish
the Ravens? The Ravens destroyed them. That's a very easy question. That's all you had to know. They played Lamar Jackson. That's it.
I think Baker Mayfield has stunk at times too.
I have my moments with him, and generally I catch a good amount of heat for it. But scoreboard.
Oh,
I'm a big Baker guy. Love Baker, and I have a lot of faith in them this year. Let's go.
Oh, we lost Joe for a minute. I'm sure he'll be back momentarily. But
you're good. You're good. I wasn't sure.
Are we good?
Yeah, you guys are fine. We're fine.
Good. Make sure. Okay.
So we're good.
Yeah, keep rolling.
We'll get Joe back.
I will say one of the things that I'm kind of interested in. The NFC East is, for lack of a better word, absolute trash. Do you know who is in first place?
Yes. I apologize. Go ahead.
In the NFC East. Do you know who is in first place and what their record is?
I do not actually.
Okay, so
because Dennis is a bastard man. I'm sorry, I that slipped out.
Currently,
the team with a tie.
It is the Eagles at 1-2-1. 1-2-1. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Not as bad as your guys' defense.
Can we not talk about that? That hurts a little bit. Okay.
I'm going to say right now we got Joe back.
Sorry, I got disconnected. I don't know what.
That's all right. It happens. No worries.
They should have won that game.
They shouldn't have given up 49 points to the Browns.
It's absolutely. I will say though that Dak Prescott got me like 80 some odd fantasy points. So thanks, Dak, for that.
It's all empty points. All he does is throw 200 yards in the fourth quarter when they're down by.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Terrible.
Dak Prescott he's worth the conversation because he's a free agent. Like,
I love the guy, but he doesn't play from ahead. He plays from behind. He's the only way.
His defense is all right right now. The Dallas Cowboys through four games have given up 146 points. Do you know who the number one scoring defense is right now? The Indianapolis goddamn Colts.
Colts just put a hurting on my Bears this week.
Rivers.
The Colts have given up 56 points.
Yeah, they're really good defensive. They didn't play a couple of good people, but they just shut down Nick Foles. I feel like he was going to play better. So
shut down Nick Foles. That's a thing to write home.
Full MVP.
Well, hey, listen. I mean, up until this past week, everyone was pretty high on him. You know.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, and guys, there were some things with gambling notes of regard, like the Bears are an underdog at home. Do you know in the last 16 games, the Bears are 4-12 against the spread. 4-12.
When they're favorites, right?
Just no. In general, they're 4-12 against the spread.
Wow. So that means
think about it. They're not a good team. They're not a good team to bet on.
Wow.
You know, a lot of that was Mitch Trubisky.
That hurts me right there.
But not like this week. We were looking at it. We were like, why are the Colts 2.5? This doesn't make sense. And if you flipped it, if you put the Colts in Indianapolis, it would have been an 8.5 spread, but they win by 10. So like the way you look at it is like,
yeah, it was crazy. They shut them down big time.
But that's how we look at the gambling lines. Is like, all right, something's not right here. So like, to me, I think the Chicago defense stinks. That's my own opinion.
They have a winning record. Mitch has a winning record in the last 3 seasons. That's they don't cover any spreads, but Mitch he got benched with a winning record, which is just unheard of in the NFL.
No, I think they needed to do something.
I agree. I'm just saying, but he's won more games than he's lost, which is kind of unbelievable.
The Dak Prescott thing, though, let's just have a healthy debate.
Oh yeah,
who's better, Matt Ryan or Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott.
Okay, so look at it, right? Both quarterbacks lead their team in offense in the league. If you put Matt Ryan on, I don't know, another team, do you think that team's better, or is it just a Matt Ryan thing? Like, for example, Dak Prescott's a free agent. If you put Dak Prescott on the Patriots, are they a better team, or is he still Dak Prescott?
I actually think that Dak Prescott may be able to thrive in the New England environment.
Me too. So I think it's completely the environment.
No, of course not. But I also think Matt Ryan, as a player, lacks clutch and late.
I mean, yeah, he's also older. We can all go back to the sack in the Super Bowl. That was, Brian Hoyer-esque, right? From last night.
That's exactly what that should be now, Brian Hoyer-esque.
But all I'm trying to say, though, is there are these quarterbacks in the league that put up gigantic numbers, and it's the system that they're flawed. Like Matt Stafford, for years, he's still considered a top 10 quarterback. Matt Stafford. I don't see it still. Maybe it's because of Detroit or whatever, but like Dak Prescott puts up a ton of yardage, puts up tons of plays. I think it goes to the owner, guys. It starts with the owner and moves on down.
I gotta say one thing too about quarterbacks like that. Dak can put up some numbers, and guys like Stafford. I equate guys like Stafford to guys like Rivers, where they play so good in spurts, but are just so prone, and you're just waiting for them to fuck up.
Yeah, it's like Ryan Fitzpatrick, right? He'll have 5 games, and the rest of them he'll
be tragic.
And that brings up last night's Patriots game. Like, looking at that game, the Patriots had the right game plan. They had. They did everything they could.
Didn't execute in red zone.
They beat themselves. I personally think the Patriots beat themselves. But
I agree with that.
But this is the future, guys. This is Cam Newton's still a good quarterback, but without Cam Newton's probably here for 1 year and that's it.
As the only Patriots fan within this group, Joe, I think excluding yourself within this the main grouping of the podcast, the only Pats fan. Everybody else listening right now is ecstatic about that, and it's killing.
Well, yeah, and here's the deal, right? Like, I'm not to make a joke of it, but what we saw last night with Brian Hoyer and Stidham, whatever. This is what every team in the league watches on a consistent basis. If you're a fan of one of these other teams, you don't get those calls. Like, they're the guys that get the sack late instead of setting up for the field goal. They're the ones who didn't score before the half. How many times have you seen that as a Patriots fan?
Yeah.
It's always been you're on the right side.
Very new.
Yeah, it's most times. Usually you're waiting for the other team to make the mistakes, but in this
goddamn puck rule.
Yeah, last night,
front and center, fucking up left and right.
Yeah, last night Patrick Mahomes on the sideline fuming. He's not on because he can't get on the field. He's pissed off, and it's working. It's like, oh yeah, all Hoyer had to do was literally hand the ball off, and don't fuck up.
Just don't fuck up.
Right? That's all he had to do.
Instead, he calls a timeout when they don't have any.
When they don't have any.
The guy's been playing for 11, 12, I don't know how many seasons. He's 0-11 in his last 11 starts, I think. He's guarded.
Backup for like 30 years.
I know, but all I'm trying to say is this is what every other team in the league feels on a week in and week out basis. That's not a playoff team.
Believe me, I know.
Right? Again, you're a Bears fan, Lion fans, Jets fans. I think the Jets felt not going for it on fourth down last week and blowing the game. You know what I mean? Like, literally, you watch an implosion. You watch an implosion of Rippon throwing 3 interceptions in a row. Like, it's just, that's what I'm scared about. I'm scared about that for the Patriots in the future. If they don't have that quarterback, we're going to be watching that week in and week out. So that's why I put Dak Prescott on the list, because if he moves on from Dallas, like, I see him as a good fit with New England. I think he could put up smaller numbers but be more efficient in a better controlled environment. You know what I mean?
So my question to you, watching the whole Patriots Chiefs thing, when Cam was in, I think it was it was like a 7-point spread, and then they find out Cam's got Corona, and now it's an 11-point spread. Like, you're telling me this, like, that to me seemed odd. Like,
it was 12 at kickoff.
Cam is only 4 or 5 points better than Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
On the road, especially. Jesus.
Like, only though?
No, only. What are you talking about, dude? 5 or 6. Somebody gets hurt, and it moves a half a point in Vegas. So, like, no, 5 points is like, this dude really sucks. Like that. Like, guys, how many points did he leave on the field last night? At least 6, right? At least 6. Minimum 6. So there's your 5 points right there, bud. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
I got you.
He was that bad. He was that. Listen, the Patriots defense, they forced them to 4 of 11 on third down. They're the best third down team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Patriots had their chances. The taking the sack and then having the fumble was the play of the game. They went down. They scored right away. They pull Hoyer. They bring in Stidham. Stidham scores. Now they're still down 3, but they go on this methodical drive. They get these phantom calls on Mahomes, who fakes to go out of bounds, sits there, goes out, and then gets hit and gets the call. He flopped on one of the plays. It was terrible. But that he's now the star who gets those calls. It used to be Tom Brady, right?
Very true.
I was going to say, I don't want to hear any Patriots fans complaining about calls like that.
Yeah. So then they go up, they score a touchdown, they miss the extra point, and then all of a sudden Edelman lets another drop go off his hands, pick 6, boom, you're done. That was it.
It's not a big surprise to anybody who pays attention, to be honest. Patriots fans will deny it, but he led the league in drops, so it is what it is.
Oh yeah, he's led the league in drops this year, last year, you name it. Guys, look at all these guys, these slot receivers, these great receivers.
That guy together, really.
Wes Welker, same thing happened to him at the end of his career. It's just the guy's giving you everything he has. Let's not beat him up. You know what I mean?
No, and he's made plays for you guys.
Did he give us everything that he had on that particular play? Because I don't think he did. Look like to me.
I'll tell you this much: he dropped that ball. Stidham after the game said it wasn't his fault. But I think they're just trying to pick the guy up. This is a respectable dude. Everyone likes him. He's played hard. I think he's playing through something, guys. I don't want to speculate. But.
Actually, now that you say that, it's perfectly plausible, considering how he was playing. That certainly seems that he was playing through something.
Yeah, I mean the guy's head hits the ground, like legitimately hits the ground constantly.
They still took old back, the business. So I'm just saying.
So I want to kind of touch on something that you said earlier about the both the Matt Ryan and Dak Prescott. Both of those guys lighten it up this year, and both of those guys have the worst 2 defenses in the league, which is not something that I'm overly surprised about. So I want to know what your thoughts are on that. Like, do you see them turning it around? And who do you think is the next coach to get axed? Do you think it's going to be Reeves?
Ooh, no, I think it's going to be either Gase or Quinn.
Quinn. That's I don't know why I said
Dan Reeves. You probably think of the old days. Dan Reeves.
Where was O'Brien in the mix?
Well, he already got canned.
Yeah, was he in the odds? I mean, was there something?
Oh, yeah, no. Gase was the favorite. I think it was Quinn second, Patricia third, and then I think it was O'Brien fourth. So here's the deal, guys. I think Josh McDaniels is going to Houston. They got Esterby there. They got this guy Fish in waiting here in New England. So I think like pretty much everybody from New England's going to go over to Houston. McDaniels will take over. Yeah, but that means though.
I love that.
No, I'm not just. I mean, they tried, right? Didn't they try to get the GM a year ago?
Yeah.
Well, they had Crennel down there. They have him now.
He's the interim right now. Yeah. That's a great call. It's
like the dot. Connect the dots. You know what I mean? But the Patriots are weird about them talking to other people, so they'll wait out the season. I'm still shocked Deshaun Watson signed that deal to stay there personally.
After D-Hop got
my favorite player in the league.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a team that could turn it around right now, but I think Pittsburgh is not getting enough credit. They're one team that I'm looking at like, oh geez, they could be something this year. I still think Green Bay has gone to back-to-back or went to the NFC Championship game last year. They're another team I'm looking at. What's Buffalo? Like, what are they? 4-0 right now, but like, what are they at the moment? And then I don't know, like the Colts 3-1, as you guys mentioned. Kansas City, like they already won their division. It's already won.
Yeah.
It's sad.
And then like Seattle's been very good, right? I don't know if I had Seattle at 4-0 this year. So is there a team? Is there a team? I like the Cardinals, but they lost last week. The Rams, I don't know about. The Saints, I don't believe in. Detroit out. Like
old man Breeze. The Saints.
And then
things I feel
the NFC East, like the Eagles finally won and they're in first place. They have no clue how that happens. So I don't know. I mean, to me, the best teams are Kansas. In my opinion, I think Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Buffalo right now are your best teams. You probably have to throw Tennessee in there because they haven't lost yet. But like those are the best teams. And then I don't know, NFC, like I don't know. I don't know if I believe in the Packers enough, but they're 4-0. And Seattle is interesting. Like they have a good team, but the coach, is streaky at times. I'm out on the Saints, guys. I'm just out.
I'm with you. The Saints are out. Breeze is done.
But they're gonna get They're gonna get healthier though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm of the mind that this may be one of those examples of seeing a quarterback fall off a cliff. I have been very underwhelmed with everything I've seen Breeze do, and Rodgers. And this may be, unfortunately, from a fantasy standpoint, has let me down the last couple of seasons. So I'm not feeling real strong.
Oh my God, it's so funny hearing people. What are you guys? Almost in your 40s, and we're talking about fantasy football. Like, oh my God, my guy. Like, it's cool that Dak Prescott gave her a bunch of points. That's great. But you guys bitching about the seasons that the guys are having, like, oh my God, like.
I'm just not a Rodgers guy. I've seen him.
So you're not a Rodgers guy, huh? Check this out. Check out this rumor. You'll hear it here. I'll let you guys hear it first. I think that the Packers are going to go forward with Jordan Love, and they're going to try to get out of Aaron Rodgers' contract.
So does that mean that Rodgers is going to the Jets?
No, I'm saying that the Patriots might have the cap space to do it.
No, that would be interesting. And I think he can thrive with the same type of receivers that Brady did.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bill Belichick wants this wins record. He's only going to be here for a few more years.
He wants Don Shula in the bag.
Joe, so why don't you get the best quarterback that's available? Get the best quarterback that's available, pay him, and let him play here for the next 3 years and develop the next guy after that.
Would you rather Dak or would you rather have Rodgers?
To be honest with you, like the consensus will say Rodgers, but I think long term it's Dak. But it's about winning.
I'm asking you.
Winning now, though.
It's fan.
Rodgers gets us to 10 quicker.
Rodgers is declined every single year. He's having a good 4 games.
Oh no, dude! Listen to him. I'm gonna battle you on this one.
No, I'll battle you all day.
No. I'm not. It's not even me. Aaron Rodgers will tell you. Go listen to his. He did an interview today. Go listen to. Go.
I can't listen to him because I'm a Bears fan for life.
Go listen to him. He flexed. He'll flex. He flexed all over your ass today. He goes, yeah. My worst year is better than any other quarterback in the league, which is Mitch Trubisky, right? He's better than any of those guys. He'll flex all over your ass.
I don't like Mitch though. I never said I like. I wish they picked his
He flexed over every other quarterback in the league. His bad years are better than every other quarterback's bad year.
He's held to a higher standard. He's supposed to be Aaron. He only has one ship. Listen, his completion percentage has gone down every year. His touchdowns go down. He had a really good season last year. Great. Nobody's talking about it because they lost. They got destroyed by San Fran.
Who's been Aaron Rodgers' best wide receiver?
Oh my God! I don't want to hear that though, because Russell Wilson does
it.
Oh,
I don't want to hear that though. He said
goes out there with blocking tight ends and Doug Baldwin unsigned. And all Rodgers does is
Russell Wilson had one of the best defenses in history.
Yeah,
doesn't anymore. He's still winning, and Rodgers.
He's got I can't believe I can't do this right now.
No, Rodgers is complaining. I don't have weapons. That's why they drafted Jordan Love, because they're sick of his complaining. They're sick of his constant bitch. All he does, but Russell Wilson goes out there and plays with garbage cans. He doesn't care. He gets it done.
Wide receivers.
Doug Baldwin was an undrafted. That was his best receiver for 5 straight years.
DK Metcalf's pretty good.
Now I'm talking about
Lockett's pretty good.
Lockett was good. Fourth round pick. You know what I'm saying? Like
now. We're talking now.
Dude, they're not even running backs, dude. They're using stupid. What's his name? Is Carlos Hyde is their running back right now?
They ran a lot. They're really.
Listen,
they're trying.
I get it. I get you trying to make an argument, but it's just not.
Whatever,
working.
Joe. Whatever, Joe. That's my opinion.
You're entitled. You're entitled to your opinion. I think there's opinions and then facts. You know what I mean?
What's the fact that I'm stretching though? I'm not.
The fact is that Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks in the league who plays with. Actually, how about this? I asked you a question. Let's get the answer. Who's Aaron Rodgers' top target in his career? Who's the number one guy that he's thrown to?
Honestly, I don't know. Randall Cobb, maybe. I don't know.
How's that working?
Hey, he's playing pretty well in Houston.
People use that. I'll say this to you. People use that same argument with Tom Brady. Tom Brady had Randy Moss, Rob Gronkowski, Wes Welker. Like, those are 3 Hall of Famers.
He's Devontae Adams now. I mean, he's not complaining.
He can't play on the field for 16 games. Yeah, he's good. I'm just saying, you'll make your point, but like, he has nobody to throw to. Nobody.
When was the last time he had a first-round pick at wide receiver?
No. Devontae Adams is great, but he's never been healthy for a full season. Never.
Okay,
never been.
You said he has nobody, and that's somebody.
Well, he's got somebody, but he didn't win with him.
No.
Who was his number one target this weekend?
Don't matter with
that's
hard. I don't know. Some guy named Toynin, some number 85 guy.
And 3 TDs.
There are so many Aaron Rodgers haters. And for me, I get it. But forget about Bears fans. There are people who hate Aaron Rodgers, and it's like, Jesus, the guy plays with no. Dude, did you see the guy? There's a number 85 last night who don't even know his name, was undrafted, had 3 touchdowns. He just throws to anybody and doesn't complain about it.
No, you're right. I just, I hate him. So let's just,
we get to the crux of the argument. All right,
fine. I don't like Gordon Hayward. I think Gordon Hayward's a problem.
Neither do I.
I don't like Tuukka Rask, but whatever.
Neither do I.
Who do you like? Who do you like?
Nowitzki, and that's it.
You like LeBron James, or are you a Jordan guy?
Fucking dude, the LeBron James Jordan debate is so stupid. It is so
Jordan.
Thank you.
So you like Jordan?
No. I think I'm ready. LeBron James is better than Larry Bird. He is better than Larry Bird. Better than Larry Bird. He's the best small forward of all time. He is the greatest.
I'll take that.
No, but what I'm trying to say to you is Michael Jordan won 6. I dare somebody to win 6 like he did.
I dare you to tell me why he's better without 6 rings. That's another day. But thank you for saying he's better than Bird.
No. Michael Jordan actually made players better. And I'm not saying that LeBron doesn't.
No, he did not.
Did you watch the Michael Jordan special or not?
brainwash you too? You got brainwashed by that? Oh man, come on.
He also
Joe, he's 31.
Did he watch it? Did he watch
I
it?
did watch it. Yes.
Do you know that guy? He made Steve Kerr's career.
I need to tell you,
He made these guys' careers. Scottie
Pat,
Pippen, who without Jordan?
you can concur with me on this. There's something about people that were born just after he did everything that he did that were basically weaned on LeBron.
I was
And
born in '89. I watched many
Born in
Jordan
89.
games.
yeah, you were like 5 years old. You were very young.
In
5 when
98,
he retired.
So this new generation
All
just
right, let's move on from this because this is just going to be a tar pit that we
the most brutal argument that anybody could ever have. It sounds like
I'll just have one more thing to say about this.
Okay, I love it.
LeBron James is the best player of this generation. He's the best player of this
Joe, that's all
generation.
I need to say, Joe. So let's move on.
No,
Thank you very much.
But of this generation,
I heard you. That's fine. I'll do it for now.
what I'm trying to say is back then when Jordan played, he had to drive through the lane and get killed by guys.
Oh
And
my
didn't
God,
get,
5'6" white guy, little tiny dudes.
did you ever see Bill Laimbeer play? Did you ever see Charles Oakley? Did you ever
He
see?
built that beard. He got old and hurt.
Ewing.
Do me a favor.
hold on.
The Last Dance. Go. You have cable? Do you have cable?
I watched The Last Dance. He didn't beat Bill Laimbeer until what, 91? They beat him in the playoffs when he was hurt. The whole Pistons team was done after they won 2. They said, you know what, Jordan?
Hey, check this out. The Celtics didn't beat them either.
No, he never beat Larry Bird in a
The
game
Celtics
in the
didn't
play.
beat them either.
But that's fine.
No,
But he
the
never.
Celtics lost to the Pistons too.
Yeah, but in
Everybody that Jordan lost to, the Celtics lost to
No,
too.
don't even start. In 1990, Bird was old. He was already way. So was Magic.
Dave, we'll do this another day because we have Joe for like another 15, 20 minutes.
All right. Anyway, sorry.
Say, who also played baseball?
Well,
LeBron
the
was
thing-
not LeBron.
well, the other thing with baseball is they did say that if Jordan gave it another year or so, he may have been called up. So like if he actually like tried, he would have made it.
Is that
Just like Tebow, like Tebow's trying to make it. You know what I mean? Like I think this year kind of stunted his play a little bit.
I'll give you that. All right, so Joe, you are known to occasionally dabble in the seedy underbelly of the gambling world. Do you have any and I know you have your own show where you cover this, but you have maybe a couple of tidbits, maybe a couple of prop bets you might want to throw out to the audience that you're feeling strongly about.
I haven't looked, to be honest with you, for the NFL. I give it a day. Like yesterday was the final day of the week.
That's true.
So
yeah.
today is like back up, recharge, and then tomorrow I'm like, I have started looking. I won't lie to you, but I don't know. I mean, while we're here, let's have some fun with it. I mean, I haven't looked necessarily, but how about Thursday night? The Bears. How about that team? The Bears. 3-1, 1-1 at home on the year. 4.5-point dogs to the Buccaneers. Buccaneers off a win. They didn't cover. They pushed. Bears lost outright. So looking at it, we have Nick Foles versus Tom Brady.
I love that.
You can't just explain in words
Those
exactly
feelings.
how deep of a rooting grudge match that this is. If we can see the back, Tommy up there, Tommy
So what does he
forever.
say? What does he got?
I'm a Pats fan, but we're going with the Bucks and my mortal enemy, my younger brother, of course. So
What does he have, though?
who do you got?
I don't know who I have right now, but I already gave you guys the line of a full season. This is a full season, 16 games. The Bears are 4-12 against the spread. So why would you even touch the Bears in this spot?
I love when teams are at home getting points. I love that. And what about an over-under, though? What do you think over-under? Because I was thinking under this game.
So on Thursday nights, generally it's home team in the under.
Okay, that's exactly what I was gonna do actually, because I think the defense could step up and maybe stop Tom a little bit. So that sounds good to me.
But that's generally on Thursday nights. Last week the Jets were at home and it went over. So
Jets in the game. No, I did. And
I don't know. I think the Bucks are better than the Bears. I don't know.
I think they're kind of beat up though. They're a little beat up, and the Bears D is playing pretty well. Foles comes on off a stinker. He's not going to play that bad this game.
Well, who's been better, Phillip Rivers or Tom Brady this year?
Oh, I was going to say, I think I watch a lot of Red Zone, so I'm pretty sure statistically wise that'd be Phil Rivers, but God damn it ain't Phil Rivers.
I thought Brady was awesome last game. I really did. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah, that was vintage Brady.
Yeah,
Not the first.
I'll give him this. Can that offensive line stop the Bears? That's probably point number one.
You got the rookie guys on the edge, and you got Khalil Mack coming off the edge. The thing is, if Khalil can do something, then yeah, that's going to be hard because he can't move back there. He can't move. He can't get out of the pocket. So if they're getting to him, it's going to be a long, tough day. So
a long night. Yeah. Well, Joe, how about this? We do our picks straight up every week. You want to join us for just doing straight up picks?
Jeez, on a Tuesday night, let's do it.
All right, so you seem to be leaning towards the Bucks this week over the Bears. Just straight up, no points. Bucks at Bears.
I'm gonna go. I mean, this is square, but I'm gonna go Bucks 4.5.
All right.
Hey, Joe, I have to tell you too that if by some miracle my 6-year-old daughter beats you, I will have to let you hear about it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dude, I almost made a Twitter handle my wife's picks because she knows nothing about sports. And so when I don't know, I'm like, hey, who do you like tonight?
Yeah,
She doesn't know that.
One of our segments, we have his 6-year-old come on. Her name's Emma Extreme, and she comes on and she does the NFL picks.
Sometimes that's the best way to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Terrible though.
She's 27 and 36.
Hey, my motto is fade or follow. So, like, if she gives a pick, you don't have to follow it. You can always go against it.
Yeah.
She's
All right,
right, that
so
one.
We'll get your picks real quick, and then we'll wrap
He's
things up
fast,
with you
let's get this
on your way. So Panthers at Falcons.
Ooh. So the Falcons are 0-4, and they're giving the Panthers 2.5 points. That doesn't seem right.
Ugh.
The Panthers just beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, they did.
Kyler didn't play.
Who do you guys like?
I like the Falcons in this game.
I do like the Falcons as well. They let me down last night, but I do
never
like.
bet the Falcons ever.
So there you go. They're on my list. I have a list of teams you can't bet. The Falcons are one of them. Give me the Panthers.
All right. Up next, Bills at Titans.
So does the game even happen?
Yeah. As far as I know, everybody has. There have been no more positive tests. I will say that. And they've kind of been keeping everybody away from the practice facility, from what I understand. I don't think the Bills haven't traveled yet.
I'm very ready for this to be done. Can't wait.
Well, it's a tough one. I think the Bills are legit guys, but they're going on the road against the Titans. I don't know if it happens this week, but we'll see. I don't know. That one's still up in the air for me.
All right, we'll move that one. We'll skip. This one should be easy. The Raiders at the Chiefs.
13 points. They covered last week. They have to play 3 games in 10 days. The Chiefs do. So you would think double digits here. So the Raiders have covered the last few against the Chiefs. Oh, you guys got me early in the week, man. Right now, like the Raiders plus 13.
Well, no, we're just picking straight up. That's
straight up Chiefs.
Yeah, straight up.
Chiefs.
I like to hear those spreads, though. I like to hear the spreads. So love it.
Oh yeah, we going straight up now. This just to make sure.
Okay, yeah. I see that, guys. I can't look at a game without looking into the spread. You know,
I love that the same way.
All right, Cardinals at Jets.
Oof. Cardinals.
Eagles at Steelers.
Steelers.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, Rams at Washington.
Why do I feel like the Rams going to fall on their face this week?
Because they're the Rams.
Yeah.
Give me the Rams.
You will rule the day, Joe Murray. You will rule the day.
Bengals and Ravens.
So Joe Burrow's 4-0 against the spread as a quarterback so far, but they're going to lose to the Ravens.
I love Joe Burrow.
Although on this show, because of my niece, we call them the Raisins. That's what she calls them. Jaguars at Texans.
The Texans are a mess right now, but they might be happy that Bill O'Brien's out.
Yeah.
The Jags divisional game. Jags. They're an 0-4 team is giving another team. Jeez, give me the Jaguars.
All right.
Too much going on.
Dolphins at Niners.
Dolphins.
Ooh. Colts at Browns.
I don't know. You guys decide. You guys are on the Colts and Browns bandwagon right now. It sounds
I
like.
think the Colts win that game easy.
Mhm.
Browns.
Buck Mayfield.
Well, I'll tell you this much. How about the Browns smoking Dallas, and then everyone's going to be high on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't
They're
sound
not.
good. No,
They're
that's
not a
tough.
team that wins consecutive. You know what I mean? Colts.
Colts. That's the one. That's the one we got to put money on right there. We decided
Dude, the
to
spread,
put money on something that you told us. I think the
spread's
Colts.
1.5, dude. It's basically
Do
a
it.
bet.
Half. Oof.
Let's do it.
Giants at Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Broncos at Patriots.
Mm.
Straight up.
Well,
Straight up.
the Patriots are at home, so I'm going to take the Patriots at home.
Vikings at Seahawks.
Give me the Vikings.
And Chargers at Saints.
These are tricky games. Saints.
It's all right.
We got 5 different, Joe. 5 different. That's looking pretty good for me, I think. So.
Yeah, and listen, I'm like, I'm trying not to be square. Like,
You got to pick a couple upsets. I know.
Like here's the deal, right?
The
The Seahawks versus the Vikings. Everybody's going to bet the Seahawks.
That's why I took the Vikings as well, and they got coming off the win. The Seahawks haven't lost yet; they're due to lose. I felt the same way.
And there's a few lines that are like Colts Browns. That's an interesting line. The Texans should not be 6-point favorites to anybody.
No.
Especially now when they just fired their coach and they haven't won a game. I thought that was crazy too. But
Another one I thought interesting was Eagles Steelers. The Steelers are 7-point favorites. So I thought that was and then the Falcons are favored. I don't know how.
Yeah. It seems a little screwy to me as well.
Packers Lions on the bye this week. So,
well, Joe, I know you need to get going because you got.
Dude, you know how many people have asked me to do a podcast and I got nothing going on. So thanks for having me on.
Oh, of course. I
really appreciate you coming on, man. That's great. Hold on a second.
You trying to get back next week, or what are you doing?
I was gonna say if you want to come back another time, we would absolutely love to have you on.
Yeah, so I'm your first guest, huh?
Yeah, first guest we've ever had for the show.
So we've talked sports. Fall is here.
It is.
So I guess I'll ask you guys because I'm a big food guy. When it comes to like fall, are you like into like the pumpkin or the apple? Like, what do you like to drink? What do you like to eat? Like, what's the go-to in the month of October?
I am your basic goth bitch when it comes to fall. I am downing those pumpkin spice lattes. I am wearing my Fugs. Those are fake Uggs, by the way. Fugs. And yeah, I can't get enough. The pumpkin spice, just pumpkin spice all over me. I love it.
And Joe,
so I live next to Salem, but so people are already like in costume, ready to go this year. But I'll just share one with you. I've become a huge apple guy. I don't drink beer anymore. I drink cider. Down East cider. They're out of East Boston, dude. Okay. Telling you guys. I don't know if you like the other stuff like Angry Orchards and Magners or whatever.
Dude, yes.
I don't get paid by them. They don't pay me. They did send me free beer, but Down East cider. If you get a chance, dude, the shit it's like the best stuff going. And they just made an apple cider donut drink.
Oh yeah,
that's the one Riley was posting about.
It's funny. My cousin Mark just texted me, told me about their apple cider drink.
Dude, Down East is where it's at. So that's one of my recommendations for the fall. There.
That sounds amazing, and we're actually heading to Salem in a couple of weeks, so we have to stop by.
Howling Wolf, if you go there, if you like Mexican food.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Right there.
I myself, I prefer a little bit of the
old wineage,
the dark
whiskey.
The
little bit of the bubbly.
Dark spice rum from South Hollow, Truro. It's a 95 proof rum.
Wow. I was there a few weeks ago. I probably should have grabbed some.
We were too. We were there a couple weeks ago too for our anniversary.
Nice.
One thing I can suggest very highly is you get the pumpkin head ale or one of the nice seasonal wherever you're at pumpkin brews. Pop it in there. Cinnamon sugar rim, have them drop shot of either vanilla vodka or Captain Morgan's. You got yourself a cocktail, you're good to go. 2 of those, and you're good for the night.
I'll tell you, Smokey friends, a story quickly. So we used to be like wicked potheads back in the day, and we one time made a bong out of a pumpkin. So like, you know how like you make a gravity bong, you know?
Yeah.
So we got the pumpkin, we cut the thing open, took all the seeds out, filled the bad boy up with water. We got a 3 liter, like not a 2 liter, a 3 liter. Cut that bad boy open, put a little tin foil on top, inside the pumpkin.
That's awesome. I've done an apple bong with a ballpoint pen, like hollowed it out and used that, but never done the pumpkin before. It sounds
I miss it. I'm almost 40 now, so it's like, I haven't really done it as much, but good for you guys.
I was gonna say you're like a year behind me. Every once in a while we experiment like that, but you gotta come back on and talk wrestle with me sometime.
We will do that. I love wrestling.
Yes.
So before we go, Joe, I know we mentioned that you obviously you're on the Sports Hub and you have your own show. Let folks know where they can follow you on social media, where they can check your workout.
Yeah, I'm at Joey Murr, JoeyMurr. That was my radio name when I first got into business, and then there was a Jim Murray and a Joe Murray and then a Danielle Murr, and then it got all confusing, and so I had to identify as Joe Murray. But I wish I could have some other nickname, but it won't work. And there's like 6 Joe Murrays from Boston in my town, so it's like, which one are you anyway? So Joey Murray is how I've always associated. But you can find me there doing a gambling podcast every week with Dan Livshatz at Over Under 985. We're on every Saturday. Every Saturday we're on 7 to 9. I'm hosting 9 to 11 on the Sports Hub on Saturdays as well, and we're on with Toucher and Rich every Thursday at 7 a.m. and I'm doing post game for every Patriots game this year. So guys, I'm only part-time at the Sports Hub. Like, I'm knocking down the door every day to I gotta find a job. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I really only work like weekends. So, I love radio. I want to do this, but like, I don't know what to do with myself now,
So that means he's gonna be back next week.
Who knows, boys? I mean, my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing some podcast with some guys." So it's like,
you kind of made our week, dude. Like, honestly,
Thank you so much.
yeah,
man.
this was fantastic. You straighten the clock, man.
And I'll be honest with you, like, dude, I'm like, how I am with you guys, how I am on the radio, and if I can give you any advice, you want to continue to keep doing this, be yourself, man, because everyone who wants to be Michael Felger can't be Michael Felger. Everybody who wants to be this guy, that you can't be that guy. So if like you're not yourself, you're not going to be known, and that's what happened to me one day. I was like, oh, sports, off tackle, and it just wasn't working for me. And one day I was like, man, I got really high last night. I got fucked up with my friends. Like, we blew up a pumpkin. Everyone's like, whoa, like, and it's like, this is what I do on a daily basis. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you're not yourself, it's not going to work. Dude, I've been doing this 13 years. It took me a while to figure that out. So, continue to be yourself, keep grinding, man, and do it because you love it. Don't do, if you're not getting paid or whatever, like, who cares? Like,
We're not getting paid.
Just continue to do it because you love it. And the other thing, you guys are on StreamYard. The other thing that you can do as well is put it on your Facebook page. Just put it on your.
Oh yeah, this is broadcasting right now. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch.
What up, everybody? But yeah, like do it there, and like that's how you gain your audience and continue to keep going. So I appreciate you guys having me on, man. I'll definitely come on again.
Excellent.
Please.
Thank
bro.
you. Yes, it was so nice meeting you.
You too, guys. Yep, take it easy. And, we'll talk wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fan, and the Bears. And I'm going to leave with saying that the Bears suck, and if they win or cover on Thursday night, I will buy you a Down East cider.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay, so
McGillicuddy's in it for him.
yeah, Colts win. I'll get you a couple shots of McGillies. That's my favorite. So
I'm in.
All right,
we have a bet.
Joe. Sounds good. Wait, that's with the points here. We're talking points.
Points only.
Got the dog. I want the dog all day. I'm betting dog. All right, sounds good. We'll see what happens. Thank you for so much coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
All right, Joe. Take care, buddy.
Nice meeting you guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.
Yeah. All right. That was a good time.
what a delight.
What a nice guy. What a nice guy.
All right. So we got to finish doing our picks and then get into some of the other stuff that's going on. because there's some other stuff going on, like some baseball stuff. Like there are games going on right now.
I got a couple of things
Good
to talk
story.
about. Actually, a couple of quick things. So when you guys,
So let's get our picks out of the way real quick. And so Dan, Bucks Bears.
Bucks.
yeah, move
Dave,
on.
Obviously, we know Dave's going to go Bears because he's got booze on it. I am going to go Bucks.
Who's on it?
Slashes.
Yeah, I gotta go Bucks.
Bucks.
Sorry, Dave.
Okay.
All right.
Ashley.
You know what? That makes me the lone wolf, and I'm also the air wolf. Ow, ow! Ready to go, baby. Let's do
But
this.
you know what? Here's the thing. You stay true. You stay loyal to your team.
Yes, that's what you do. Are you going to stay a Cowboys fan?
Obviously.
Okay. Oh, I'm just saying. Skip Bayless jumped off the train yesterday. All
I was
we'll
waiting.
do
I was waiting for Dan to say something about, or Dave to say something about Airwolf. But while we're making picks, let's throw some music on in the background, huh? Let's do that. All right, this is Kenny Omega's theme, Battle Cry. So Dave, Panthers Falcons.
I am taking Atlanta.
I too am taking Atlanta. Lashes?
I have Panthers.
I didn't pick that game yet. It's Panthers.
Yeah, you picked the Panthers earlier. I marked it down. Bills Titans.
Bills.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Bills.
I too have the Bills.
Thank you.
No, Bills.
Raiders at Chefs.
Raiders.
Ooh, Dave.
I will take the Kansas City Chiefs. Sorry.
All right. I'm gonna go the Raiders with my upset. Slashes.
I'm sorry. I do like you, but I think I have to go with the Chefs.
That's okay.
Girl.
Picking upsets. I didn't realize we're picking upsets. That's mine too.
All right.
Okay, double upset.
All right. Cardinals at Jets. Dan.
Cardinals.
Dave.
Flacco's playing for who?
Jets.
Oh, okay, yeah. The Jets, yeah, nobody cares. Arizona really let me down, but I'm going Arizona.
Yeah, same.
It's the same.
Eagles Steelers, who in 1945, due to World War II, had to combine and were called the Steagles.
They weren't called the feelers.
The Ealers.
Feelers.
No, they
feelers.
Feelers. Oh yeah. Oh
were the Pittsburgh-Delphia Steagles. So who do you guys got?
I'll go with the Steelsburg boys.
Dave.
Steel Burton.
I too will. Well, let me spell that right.
What did you say? Feelers?
No, I put Steels.
She put it in the field.
I got the Steelers.
Rams at the team formerly known as Washington.
Washington.
Ooh. Dave?
Ram.
I too will go with Rams.
Rams.
Not going to be a lot of movement this week, it looks like. Bengals at Raisins.
Do we all
Dave?
need to
Dan?
like actually take a pick on this, or should we all just agree that the Ravens are going to win again?
Ooh.
I love Burrow, but the Ravens are going to win.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna go Bengals.
Oh, she's going Bengals.
Yeah, you're upset of the week.
Yeah, I think that's my upset of the week.
Burrow, Betty.
That's not a bad pick, honestly. Not a bad pick.
All right. Jags at Texans.
Texans.
Thanks.
What?
Texans at home, I'm taking.
I said Texans, and so did Dave.
I didn't hear. I heard. That's what I heard. I'm going to go Jags.
I agree with you. It's Jags all the way. With everything going on with the Texans,
Joe
Yeah.
as well pick.
happen.
Losers, that's fine. Don't bet against Watson. You don't do it.
We're going by Remember, there's no spread here. So, Dolphins 49ers.
Oh,
49ers.
I am gonna go Dolphins myself. Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yes.
49ers.
I literally always pick the Dolphins, but I got to pick the Niners. They're just coming off a loss, so.
All right, that song is over. So we're waiting. We're waiting for a minute. Giants, Cowboys.
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 Yep.
That's the easiest one of the. That's my lock right there. I'm taking it.
Dave's lock. Cowboys. Ooh, pick the easiest one of the week. Oh my god. Broncos at Patriots.
Broncos at Patriots.
Patriot.
3 words, baby. Patriots.
I will take the Pat Riots as well, and you can mark me down.
I will go Broncos.
No, Patriots.
Although that's
Yeah, Broncos.
because at right now Cam's not playing.
So what, dude?
Did he actually test positive though? Or
Yes, he tested.
Symptomatic. He can be practicing as early as Thursday if you read the reports.
Yeah, also, if there's a full week involved in the preparation with either one of the quarterbacks that they're going to be going with, then they'll have a lot better of a shot and a better game
Hoyer's
plan.
been with the Patriots for like 6 of the last 7 years, and
Really tear up that secondary when Mahomes just got shut down. Rip in, whatever. Let's go to the next one. Don't even start. What do you got?
Vikings at Seahawks.
Vikings.
I also have the Vikings.
Let's go, Cousins.
Screw Cousins, but I got the.
I'm going Seahawks.
same.
And Monday night, Chargers at Saints.
Justin Herbert and the gang for the win.
Dave,
Saints all day.
I'm going to go with the Bolts.
You know, I really want to believe in the Saints. I really want to believe that Drew Brees has something left in him, but I think I'm going to have to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Monday night football. You don't bet against Drew Brees. Sorry, guys.
He's toast.
I keep forgetting Guru Dave.
Now, come on.
Mark says allegedly tested positive. Yeah, they were just trying to keep him out because
Why not?
Strategic.
yeah, strategic. They could have beaten the Chiefs and knocked them and like moved into a tie for first in the AFC.
It was load management.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. For those of you who are watching and or listening and want to give us your picks, the loudest sports show at gmail.com. Send us your picks. Matt does that every week.
Mhm.
So I do have Emma's picks. Yeah, it's running through the White House because all those idiots refuse to believe in science and they go to large gatherings and hug each other without masks. So that's why it's running through that White House like wildfire. Everybody refuses to wear masks and social distance and do the basic things they need to do in order to stop the virus from spreading. So do you guys? Do you guys want to hear Emma's picks? Do you guys want to hear?
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna throw Emma's picks up here. Let me just get to the right thing, and here we go. I'm here a little early this week. With who are you again?
Emma Extreme.
Oh, I got Emma Extreme here, and we're ready to. We're gonna make some NFL picks because we have Emma's not going to be available for the show this week because she's just going to be too extreme, right? You're going to be too extreme. So we need to get our picks, and we're going to find out who Emma thinks is going to win each game this week. So Emma. We got the Bucks and the Bears. Who do you think is going to win that game? What do you got? Bucks or Bears?
Bears.
Bears. Emma thinks the Bears are going to win. All right. Up next, we have the Panthers and the Falcons. Who do you think wins that one? Falcons. Ooh, all right. This is thrilling because you can hear me type. Falcons. Now, up next, okay, we have the Bills and we have the Titans. Who do you think wins that one? So you got to speak up. Tell the computer what you think.
Titans.
Titans. I think the Titans are going to beat the Bills. I think the Bills are going to be coming off their first loss. So
I was wrong about that.
All right, here's one. Who do you think wins? The Raiders or the Chefs? Who wins?
Chefs.
The Chefs. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, next we have the Cardinals and the Jets. Who do you think takes that one?
Jets.
Jets. All right.
I'm going with the underdogs.
And what do you got? I thought you were going to wear those. You're not going to wear those headphones? No? You're too cool? All right, so for the Battle of Pennsylvania, we have the Eagles and the Steelers. Who do you think wins that? Steelers. Did you know that for a time back in the 40s, during World War II, so many players got drafted to go overseas and fight that the Steelers and the Eagles combined to make one team, and they were called the Steagles.
Look at that. You get that double
That
fact.
is a 100% true fact. And if you don't believe me, you can look that up. All right, so Rams or the football team from Washington? What do you think got that one? Rams. All right. All right, and up next, what do we got? We got the Bengals or your favorite team, the Raisins. Bengals or Raisins? Who wins that one? Raisins. All right.
Listen to me
Let's
type.
see. Who
Must
do
be
we got
thrilling.
next? We have the Jaguars or the Texans. What do you got? Speak up.
Texas.
I thought you were supposed to be extreme. How come you're not? You're so quiet. You're so quiet. That's not extreme. Texas and yeah, I can spell. Let me try writing that correctly. All right, next up we have the Dolphins and the 49ers. What do you think? Dolphins. You like to pick the Dolphins a lot, don't you? Why do you pick the Dolphins all the time? You don't know. All right. All right. How about the Colts and the Browns? Speak up. Speak up.
Yeah.
Browns. All right. Uncle Dave likes the Browns. I don't know why. Next, we have
That's before
the
they hung the
Giants
49.
and the Cowboys. Who wins that one?
Cowboys.
Speak up.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. You're not being very extreme today. I know you're not feeling that great. You're a little under the weather, so that's okay. Broncos or Patriots?
Patriots.
Patriots. Provided they're over their COVID
Almost.
break. Vikings or Seahawks?
Seahawks.
Seahawks. All right. And for the last game, it's the Chargers and the Saints. Who wins that one?
Chargers.
Chargers. All right. So, Emma, I want to thank you for joining me on this unorthodox recording schedule.
You can hear everybody in the
Careful, don't
background.
fall down. And
9 people.
what are you going to say to all the people out there?
Peace out. I'm out of here.
Wait, before you're out of here, don't you have a joke to tell me?
Would you rather eat a brick or a matter baby?
What's the matter, baby?
Nothing. What's the matter?
She got me with that too.
And now, what do you want to tell all the people?
Peace out. I'm out of here.
All right.
So I have breaking news. The NHL Players Association and National Hockey League announced today that they will target January 1st as the start of the 2020-2021 regular season.
Ooh.
You heard it here first. You're welcome.
Well, if it's January 1st, it wouldn't be the 2020.
Well, I mean,
Oh, the regular season.
the
Yeah, because the
regular
preseason
season
will start
start-
this year.
Yeah, so the preseason will
Ooh.
probably start in December because
Breaking
it usually
news.
starts around 4 weeks or so before.
Yeah, give or take.
So so they're eyeing January 1st
As game
as
one.
game one.
Are we going to see
Oh my God! Are
Winter
we going
Classics?
to see a Winter Classic opening game? Like that would be crazy.
across the NHL? Everybody's outside?
That would be. I mean,
Ooh.
actually, you know what? Utilizing the Winter Classic format and playing outside is a great way to reduce the effects of COVID.
I mean, you have to plan against weather and all that, you know.
Yeah, but still,
But
you
I
know,
think,
it's I think that's a really smart thing to do.
And we didn't go to the Winter Classic, but we went to the
Frozen
BC.
Fenway. Yeah, so we saw BC,
and
we
BU.
saw Northeastern, which I'm still not bitter about that. Northeastern, not bitter at all. That's a story. I was waitlisted to get into Northeastern. Was my dream school. I was waitlisted to get in when I was a senior in college, heading into my freshman year. A wee bairn trying to make my way in the world, and yeah, so still hold a little grudge, just a little bit. But anyways, but it was fantastic.
Yeah,
so
they
had a couple.
We
of
rode
rinks.
on Pesky's pole.
Yes, we got to kind of tour Fenway and see some sites that, up close that we wouldn't normally have the opportunity to see. But what was great was they had made 2 full ice rinks on Fenway Park.
No, it was just the one.
No, they had 2 because they had a couple of games going at once.
I don't remember that. I remember it as being 1, but they had 2 games that were back to back.
But it was exciting nonetheless. It was cold, but exciting.
It was cold. It was very nice, though. Very fun. And that's where I got my my sweet, because I was 2012, I got my 100-year Fenway Cups there.
You're drinking enough. It's warm enough.
Yeah, right. All right. So let's rifle through, because this show's gone on a bit longer than usual, but that's okay, because it's been some quality goddamn content. What is that face, Dave? What is that face?
I think it's gone on just as long as it's had to go on.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's longer than usual, but that's all right.
A wizard is never late, okay? He arrives precisely when he means to.
That was the worst goddamn Gandalf I have ever heard in my life.
I'm not Gandalf. I am the dragon.
He's just saying we feel good.
So I'm gonna.
I knew that we would now.
All right, so we do have another final. So I'm gonna do the MLB stuff real quick. There were 4 games today. 2 of them have yet to have the first pitch. We have game 1 of the number 1 Dodgers versus the number 4 Padres in Arlington, Texas. And the Braves earlier today defeated the number 6 Marlins 9-5. They lead that series 1-0. Fun fact from that game: Ronald Acuna Jr. at 22 years, 293 days, becomes the youngest player in playoff history to lead off the top or bottom of a first inning with a home run. Other games earlier today, the Rays and Yankees are. Earlier today. That's about to start in a few minutes. But earlier today, the Astros beat the Athletics, the higher seeded Athletics. Astros are 6, A's are 2. Houston is now up 2-0. That game is in Los Angeles. The Yankees and Rays are playing in San Diego. And the Marlins and Braves played in Houston. So it seems like they're making sure nobody has home field by playing in Houston and Arlington for the NL, and having the Houston Astros play in LA and the Yankees and Rays play in San Diego. So that's the MLB minute. Dave, you want to jump in on the NBA?
NBA, yes.
So wait.
It's time to play the game.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say this segment actually sponsored by Major Sports Drops. If you like autographed sports memorabilia and you're on Facebook, ask any of us 3 about Major Sports Drops. Ton of free giveaways and the opportunity to win big name jerseys, bats, helmets, balls, and any other type of sports memorabilia you can really think of. Wow. So all we have to do is we have to invite you, though. You can't go in yourself. You have to talk to us, and we invite you in. So we actually had this week, people won a Dennis Rodman autographed jersey, autographed Ben Coates helmet, Steve Grogan size football, a full size Jim Kelly helmet, a Ray Lewis jersey, Deion Sanders primetime jersey, Martavis Bryant, and from the Bears, Dick Butkus jersey. So 2 more free giveaways this week if you guys want to get on. So yeah, major sports drops. So that's first. I just wanted to say that and get that out of the way. So tonight we got 9:00 p.m. Eastern time on ABC. Lakers Heat. Lakers are up 2-1. Jimmy Butler actually last game, only player ever in the history of the finals to out-rebound, outscore, and out-assist LeBron James in a single game. So hats off to him. That's an absolutely incredible feat.
He went nuts. You know, for all the talked about him, like not being a big-time player, dude dropped 40 and then had a triple-double.
Here's the thing. I never said he wasn't a big-time player. I just thought I said he's not a good shooter, which is accurate, but that guy makes free throws. He was attacking the basket, and he was getting other people involved. He was scoring. He was passing. He said, listen, he actually guaranteed almost a win tonight. He said they're going to win game 4.
Dragic is going to try to play tonight.
He has a torn fasciitis thing on his foot, doesn't he?
Plantar, fascia. Yeah,
that's unbelievable that he's going to try to play. I know Bam is playing tonight. That is said.
They're going to shoot him up, and I don't know if Bam's playing or not.
They said he was playing. I did hear he is going to try to play, so that's pretty cool. Which is crazy. The odds tonight, we got what?
Good for Miami.
Well, actually, there's a point today. Actually, I saw that Shannon made. When they have Bam out there, Bam ain't a three-point threat. That lets the Lakers play Dwight Howard. It lets the Lakers play their big men, and they shut down the paint. When you got, not saying Olynyk is great, but when Olynyk is out there, it completely takes away the mid-game for the Lakers. Dwight Howard's completely useless. So if Bam comes back, honestly, I feel like it's almost better for the Lakers. He's not going to beast those guys. He's just not going to. He's a young kid. But anyways, so that's tonight. Hopefully the Lakers can wrap it up. They're 57%. Miami got 42% to win tonight. See if Miami can tie it up. But I
the 1% a tie.
It is, yes. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's just 0.2 and 0.8, but I just didn't say that. So everyone's talking about LeBron walking off the court and all this nonsense. Listen, there was a clock malfunction. He walked off the court. The clock said 00. He waited. He looked up. It said 00. He walked back. The referee went and put time back on because whatever. But, LeBron had already literally left the court. Like, he's done that before. It's not a big deal. Everyone's making a big deal about it, but it's not a big deal. So
you got to lead by example if you're a leader.
Yeah, when the clock hits 0 and you see it hit 0, you leave the court. I don't know. They put time back on.
Did the whistle blow and the horn sound?
The whistle did blow. I'm pretty sure the whistle did blow and the clock hit 0. So I don't know. But anyways, it's not a big deal. I think everyone's making too much of it. It's really not news.
Well, I remember when he did it against the Celtics.
Did he have cramps again?
It's typical to make excuses.
Listen, you don't talk about the man's cramps. That is really messed up. I actually have another just quick thing here. I made a deal with our buddy Andy that I would just name a couple power forwards here that are better than Dirk Nowitzki. That was
I believe
what he wanted me to do. Yes, 5. So number 5, I'm gonna go with Bob Pettit. Bob Pettit, great power forward. Averaged 26, 16, and 3. He was a great guy. He gave the Celtics fits back in the day. So, and he has a ring. So, Bob Pettit. I'm not happy about this if you can understand that. So, I'm gonna get through this really quick. And we're gonna move on. Number 4.
Power forward through it.
I think I'm gonna go, even though he's the worst human being alive, Karl Malone. He averaged 25, 10, 4, a steal and a block a game, which is absolutely unheard of. 2 MVPs.
He also was the leading scorer all time for a while.
And he's what? Wait, he played after Kareem. How could he be the leading scorer for a little bit? He's number 2.
I thought didn't LeBron pass him, or LeBron's on his way to pass him?
Kareem is still number 1. Karl Malone is number 2.
And he's 2. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been 2 for a long time. So good. No, props to him, but he's a terrible person. Number 3, I'm gonna go Charles Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Career 22, 12, 4 assists, 2 steals in the block, and he was listed 6'6". The guy was like 6'4". He was an absolute beast.
1996 MVP.
If he makes that shot, oh man, I can't remember who it was. The Jazz. I'm pretty sure it was against the Jazz. If he makes that shot and the Suns against the Jazz, they go to or he makes that stop. Hornacek hit the shot. No, Stockton hit the shot on him. I'm sorry. He stopped Stockton on that. They go to play Jordan in the finals again. But okay, so that was my 3rd. 2, I don't know. I almost wanted to put him at 4 because I just never was a big fan of him. I'm going to get a lot of blowback for this in the Boston community. But KG, number 2, Yeah, never was a huge fan of him. I don't know. I guess I didn't understand him as a player. I wasn't really a big KG guy. I'm sorry.
Who the fuck's not a big KG guy?
I loved his energy and everything. I just never really loved his game. He was a mid-range guy. I mean, he was unbelievable around the rim and stuff. But
Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
no, and he has a ring and he does have an MVP. But I will get blowback for that. But I almost put Barkley ahead of him. But strictly on the fact of 18, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks a game. There's no way I can lead him at any higher than what he is. And number one pains me more than anything in the entire world. And I'm not saying anything about this. This is just what it is. Tim Duncan.
Oh, he did it.
Duncan.
He did it.
I said I wasn't going to do it. I did do it. In the Grinch movie, his heart grows 3 sizes. Mine is actually shrunk 3 sizes for saying that. So Tim Duncan, the guy has 5 rings, and I don't like to do the ring thing, but his team was so dominant. He won MVP in 02 and 03 back-to-back. Won the title in 03, 99, 05, 07, which, the year I graduated couldn't be any worse, and 2013. So the guy got 5 rings, 2 MVPs, 20 points a game, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks a game. I don't know how many All-Stars he went to.
Sound player in the last 40 years.
If somebody could argue, there's an argument to be made he's a system player and he wouldn't be good anywhere else. So that's an argument to be had by me. We're not going to talk about that now. I'm very hurt and torn up about this, but this is what it is. So those are the 5. So I want to thank Andy again though for his generosity. So thank you very much.
So then let us now move on to the wrestling. And let's get some unscripted violence going.
Oh, no better way to bring it on. That's a particular superstar, wrestler, whatever you want to call him, that a lot of people have a lot of hate for, Dave. That's John Moxley's theme. That's why we go in here, because he's the champ of the 1A group in America, so it's fantastic. So big week. Most significant thing that's happened since the last time.
Wait.
Oh,
start with your retraction.
Oh, goodness gracious. Patsy, I appreciate you catching me on that. Yeah, my retraction would be that I had addressed Miro, formerly known as Rusev, as fat. He's not fat. He's like fat jacked, like super big, 6'4", 6'5", brick shit house. He's healthy. He's well fed. I can't help it. He has. But now, since the beginning of the since the first time I saw him till now, when he's in AEW as Miro, boy, this guy has toned out. He's jacked but chiseled at the same time. Very impressive transformation. So now that we've got that out of the way, one small thing from last week that I forgot to note was the formal partnership between Alexa Bliss and The Fiend, which has been building for weeks. And boy, it's actually watching my 6-year-old child respond to this and see how she sees it. It makes it a little bit more fun to see it as a fan because it seems more real to her. So kayfabe does not exist in the mind of a 6-year-old. So to see Alexa Bliss with her Harley Quinn pigtails and The Fiend in his horrifying mask, phenomenal music, and wonderful presentation, it is downright chilling. So that's fun. That's fun to see. Biggest event of this past week, we've had NXT TakeOver 31. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae both lost in their pursuit of the North American in Gargano's case and the Women's Championship in Candice LeRae's case. They both failed in their pursuit of the gold. So it is a goldless Gargano household currently, which is phenomenal. But they put up a valiant fight, so we got to give it to them in some aspect. I think the most notable thing to come out of that particular event, TakeOver 31, would be Kyle O'Reilly facing Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. And Kyle O'Reilly, in his very first singles championship pursuit in the promotion, it was a hard-fought, hard-hitting, smash-mouth, technical mishmash of every single style you could see, where both men ended the match bleeding from their mouths for two separate reasons. And for those of us that understand the business, even though this is entertainment, the hazards are real.
Wait, we used Kylo Ren?
Kyle O'Reilly. His name, let me say it. Yes, if we say it a little different, it's Coyle O'Reilly.
The way you were saying it, like his name was Kylo Riley.
He's just like the Tasmanian devil, Kyle O'Reilly. But yeah, it was unbelievable, and from what we heard, Kyle O'Reilly got some teeth knocked out of place of where they should have been, so that's where the blood came from that. And Finn Balor, it might have come from, could have been a broken jaw, some legit damage to his upper body, as we would put it in hockey terms. So it was kind of scary. So we'll see what happens with that. And if something was to happen and you have to submit or give up his championship, it wouldn't be the first time, seeing as he was the inaugural Universal Champion and had to give up his championship within the first 24 hours because he got hurt. Moving on to AEW, yet another week where AEW wins the Wednesday Night War ratings battle on the back of the man that they will be celebrating in this next coming week. He calls himself these days the Demo God, the million viewer man. He is Le Champion, the man of 1,004 holds. Y2J! The 30-year celebration of Chris Jericho on AEW, which will be up against...
I've made some poor investments.
Oh, no. He's fantastic. His palatial estate that's been featured in several of his videos that he's put out over the past year is second to none. It looks like it costs minimum $3 million. If I know anything about Chris Jericho, the jacuzzi that he filmed those videos from is also filled with exceptionally expensive, bubbly water from the nether regions of Appalachia. However, 30 years in the business for anybody in really any athletic competition, it's phenomenal. It's a very seldomly seen, so it's going to be a really good night. But also,
of my original bones.
However, we also get Cody versus Brody Lee in a dog collar match. Two men with dog collars attached to their neck. Old school booking with a length of chain in between them. And the most notable example you can see of this was between, I believe, Jerry Lawler and somebody else. And it was Roddy Piper, Jerry Lawler, absolute bloodbath. So this is old school
match with
so it's a typical Saturday night.
Special guest referee, the Gimp from Pulp Fiction.
I mean, in a perfect world, that would be the case, but I can't imagine my worlds colliding like this. But it's going to be fantastic. They got 100,000 more viewers than NXT did last week, and I'll bet you, even off the back of a pay-per-view, they're still going to be fantastic. A couple other tidbits. One thing real quick, Mustafa Ali revealed as the leader of Retribution. I like Retribution. They've distracted me. I like Retribution. It's a fantastic group, and I think they're going to reveal him as the hacker. So it was awesome. Now, I just wanted to put that out there real quick, but the most pressing thing within the business this week, and it's been in the news for a long time, and I don't know if you guys have heard about this. It's basically a power move on Vincent Kennedy McMahon's case, where he's basically telling all of his quote unquote independent contractors that they're no longer able to use third party media or any devices, platforms, anything to make money for themselves. And if they do, even if they use their real names, that WWE will take control of those accounts and they will control the money that is profited off those accounts, and they will throw a little bit towards the talent, but at the same time, they're going to adjust their contracts and make them sign new contracts And all that money that they're going to make off of that is going to come off of their back end anyway. So they're basically losing any money that they can make on Cameo, Twitch, YouTube, any of these different platforms.
Desperate much?
It's absolutely horrible. And, you know, this is just another thing that WWE is doing. And I need to preface this. I hate to preface things. I love Vince McMahon, what he's done for the business, and how much wrestling as an industry means to me as a person. Still at the age of 37, kind of crazy, kind of blows my mind, but it's very much a pertinent part of my life. However, if you're going to try to nickel and dime your employees and cut such a small amount of the profit out of the whole pie for them, and then going to turn around and tell them that we're not going to give you as much money as you could make elsewhere, but if you make it on the side, we're going to get that too and give you some of it. Seems like the most incorrect, wrong business practice that I can think of. And luckily, there is a political backer, Andrew Yang, who was a previous Democratic candidate. Not currently, but he's working towards it. And listen, I don't know a lot about him up to back, front to left, east to west.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do like that somebody may, if something happens, he may go to bat for these people, and they may be treated correctly for the first time and basically ever.
Andrew Yang is a staunch proponent of universal basic income.
Yes.
I would love for anybody in politics to go to bat for these people because they're not unionized. They're not unionized. They're the only athletes in the business of athletics on television in the zeitgeist of America that aren't unionized. They're the only ones because they fear Vince McMahon. It's a quasi kind of monopoly. So it's tough to see that this is happening, and it shouldn't happen. If they're independent contractors, basically what that should mean in the fine print that they should be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And it's terrible that they're doing this. And there's going to be a lot of people because they've been threatened with fines and firing. You're going to lose your employment if you try to make money on the side. Like, listen, you're way too good at making money on the side. We need a piece of that because people know who you are because of us. That's wrong. If they use their real names as their real names, how are you going to try to control that?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
That's all I got. I'm not trying to rant on this. I could do this all night.
Sorry, because we've gone just shy of 2 hours. I think this is a pretty good show so far.
Absolutely.
We've got a couple more things. Dave, any predictions for the game tonight? Which way you think it's going to go?
I think the Lakers win. I think LeBron comes out and I think he absolutely dominates this game. Jimmy talking trash. He said it was LeBron talking trash, whatever, but I think the Lakers, Lakers win tonight. Gentlemen,
Dan,
sweep.
Any predictions for wrestling tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow's going to be fantastic. We're going to go with Cody for the win over Brody Lee, and I hope that he wins the TNT Championship back. Seeing as how it went down the first time, he got squashed in under 5 minutes. And he got the remains of the old TNT Championship poured on him and Brody Lee previously. Oh, goodness, from WWE. I'm sorry, I forget his name. Now, currently known as Brody Lee. Past names don't matter because there have been old men that didn't believe in him and didn't know how to put him over. Luke Harper. Thank you, Dave.
Slashes, any predictions for the NHL draft tonight? As we're still going through it.
I think someone's gonna go first.
Lafreniere.
I think someone's gonna go second. I think someone's gonna go third.
I think that's.
And we may even see someone go fourth.
I think that's a pretty solid. It's a pretty solid.
I'm excited for the 8th pick myself.
Well, I think that's just about it for the show tonight.
Yeah, I just got one more thing to say. I'm just happy I was here tonight. I had actually had a warrant out for my arrest today. Just found out. So, I had to go to court today, sit in front of the judge, and
What the hell did you do?
Why was there a warrant out for your arrest?
I mean, we're not going to talk about that. Just know that I went to court. I was, I had to talk to the ADA, and we made a deal. So, it turned out that it was I was better fitted to suit the community. And I was better fitted on the street. So we came out with the deal, and it came out. So Glad to be here, guys, with all you, and that's a great show.
You should have put the Benny Hill music on for this part. That'd have been more.
You should have seen the paparazzi when I came out of the courthouse, though. I barely made it into my limo. It was ridiculous.
So I just want to say, thank you to Mr. Joe Murray for joining us.
Thank you so much, Joe.
That was awesome.
Really appreciate it. Do you have a hot take prediction or disagree with something we said? Let us know. The Loudest Sports Show at gmail.com. Follow us on social media. Twitter at loudest_show. Instagram at the Loudest Sports Show. We have to be a little bit better about that. Thank you for everybody who hung around for the entire nearly 2 hours in the chat room. Really appreciate it.
Love y'all. Love y'all.
We will see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye.